Alright guys, so we got a dinosaur here. Walk-in freezer. Unit's running, but the fans are not. So obviously it's not cold enough for the fans to come on. So more than likely we are low on refrigerant. So it is kind of low, so it's gonna get the refrigerant that we need and charge it up for them. And I was gonna hook up here, but they don't look too good. I don't know who tie strapped this. There's a pressure switch right there. I don't know who put that there, but it's kind of putting stress. I might move that and just charge it up for them because they don't want to get a leak test and repair right now. So I think I've been here before. It leaks like once a year or something. And I'm pretty sure it's in the attic, the leak. Got the wiring out of the way so I could hook up. I'm gonna charge it. I have to go get the refrigerant. And I don't like to disconnect either. It doesn't turn on easy. So this whole thing is just a candidate for replacement. I'm gonna try and push them to get a new one because even these to get these motors, they're not cheap. These old school motors here. So yeah, I think it's just gonna be, they're just wasting money repairing it. It doesn't turn on. That's not good. It's not turning on right. So try and push them to get a new one already because we've repaired it enough times and I don't think this thing's worth repairing anymore. Alright, so on this one we're using a 404. We've already been putting that and it works. This is a R502 system. I can't find the labels right now and it was written before but it got wiped off I guess already. So this is a, I'm not sure what it originally is. Maybe if I look up, I think there's a model number that I have still. I don't know what the original refrigerant that it called for because everything's like screwed up. But I know it was written 502. And then at one point somebody changed it to 408 and then we're using 404. So it's already been retrofitted or converted for the POE oil, and we can put 404 in and it works fine. I've done this maybe twice. So yeah, maybe I've done this maybe like twice, putting 404 for like a 502 system that's running that refrigerant. And it's something that I've been told by an older tech that I can drop it in, and it got me out of a pinch once. And then this is the second time, or the second unit that I've done it to, and it works. You know, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's what I've done. They've told me if you see 502, you can drop in 404. Because we haven't changed the expansion valve for that yet. I'm trying to get them to change out this unit, but we told them we could get it going with some 404. And a lot of this stuff needs to be replaced. Obviously, if we're doing a leak repair, I'm going to change out the dryer and this sight glass. It looks horrible. You can't even see in there anymore. And the disconnect box for sure. If they want to continue, but I'm gonna really try and get them to change it out. We've already repaired all the electrical in here, the timer, the contactor, I can't remember if we've done the pressure switch yet or not. I don't think we've touched downstairs. It's just been the motors up here. I've replaced both with the original, and then I think one of my coworkers probably did this, or unless another company came out, because I think another company had done the 408 change out. So there's a couple of us that service this customer. Sometimes they call somebody else, so I'm not 100% sure who put that one, but there's a crap load of wires that I had to roll up there. But no, it's an old unit now. Still works though, it still works. Like if they want me to do the leak repair, I'll do that. Change out those things that I'm talking about. This right here and the disconnect, and then they'll be good. Until something else gives out. Like I've said, the motors have given out a couple times, but it could be the disconnect. And I don't know how long ago I did this. Okay, so maybe the previous company was a while back, because this is 9913. I didn't even know that was there. So someone else was checking the timer or replaced it too. They wrote that. And they have some notes here. But I replaced this timer a couple years ago, I think, and it's still working. Somebody has taken off the X. I'm not gonna mess with that. And I know I replaced some stuff in here too. The contactor. Yeah, and right now they're going through some management changes. And they're even changing out like the way we invoice them online. So there's a lot of changes going on. And maybe now I can get them to change it out. Or at least get it repaired right. Because I'll come back and repair it if they want me to. I love repairing stuff, so especially old stuff. So they want to keep the dinosaur going, like we'll do it, you know, we'll fix it. So let's go downstairs and make sure the fans came on. Hopefully there's no other issues with that, so I can get out of here. All right, cold enough now. Still works. Alright guys, so finished that one. Just had to charge it up as best I could, fill it up. It's a freezer, and you're not really gonna stay to the set point unless you're willing to be here all day. The box was very hot because the fans were off, probably for, you know, the whole day. I want to say they said they found it early this morning or late last night. I'm not sure which one. So either way, it's gonna take a while to drop down. It did drop pretty quick to 15 degrees, so I'm pretty confident that it's gonna drop. Of course, if they have any issues, they'll call us back. That's not a problem. I don't see a callback here, but I did leave notes for them that they need a new disconnect. If we do a leak test and we do the leak repair with the dryer and sight glass, and that'll be their like budget repair, because if they don't want to change anything, then we'll do that repair. You know, it doesn't include any warranty on anything else except the stuff that I do. Like if it leaks in the same spot, then I'll honor that. But like any other electrical parts, like I said, we've already changed motors, contactors, timers, and I don't think we've touched the evaporator, so that would be another issue if something happens to the evaporator, considering how old it is. So I'm gonna try and push them to get a new unit, top and bottom, so we can put that in for them. I don't know what's going on here, because a lot of other locations for the same customer has gotten new units. They're those intelligent units that we've been putting in, and this one's been waiting a couple years. I don't know what's going on. So like I said, there's new management going on, so I'll try and talk them into it. I'll bring it up to them and we'll talk more about it to them. But it's working. Freezer's good. We gotta get out of here. I'm gonna take a little break, and then I got a tiny walk-in cooler to go check, which I think is leaking also. And those are kind of hard to find. I have like 2 or 3 that I know are leaking, but the other ones, I don't know what they're gonna do because they just have an out of order sign. Actually, they have one here too. Just says out of order. They haven't told me they wanted to fix it or anything, so I don't know. I'm gonna go check another one though, and if we find the leak, we'll fix it. And if we end up doing the repair here, I'll bring you guys along. We'll do that repair, that leak repair, because I know for sure it's in the attic. We'll do a whole leak check when it's scheduled. Like right now, I don't have time to do it. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. All right, guys, walk-in cooler. I guess it's not keeping temp. I didn't check the email. I just know the location that I'm going to. And right now, I'll read the email. It's probably not cooling right. I don't think it's one that I've worked on. It's a walk-in box with the condenser right on top of it, so everything is indoors. It's a small ass box, so if you guys haven't seen that, we're gonna go look at one right now. Bring out the big guns. And I basically just told them we can charge it up, since their main concern was that somebody else had told them they had a bad compressor. So I got to verify that the compressor's good and all that, and do a leak test. So the easiest thing was to add refrigerant, and I told them we couldn't recover, and you know, we'll charge them for all that. Trying to beat the storm, or this I don't know, I guess it's a storm, but a lot of rain's coming down. So just finished. Took me a while to do the invoicing because they're changing that. That leak seal that I showed, that's the only one that I kind of trust, because it has worked for me a few times. Normally on small units, when you can't find the leak and it's like super micro, it never shows up, and I've used that and it has sealed. I even used it on a home appliance of mine that would get low every few months. I threw one of those in because I couldn't find the leak, and it lasted. It's been running for years, so it's worked for me. I've used several different brands and over the years that I have been working. I don't like to use them. I like to find the leak. So I've only used them like a handful of times in my 14-year career. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. Even when I started, I used to use those the ones with the dye, and I hate those. So we I don't know the history on this unit, just so you guys know. I got called out because somebody else had condemned the unit, and I guess that they had a bad compressor. Now I got called in to verify because I didn't want to leave it at one opinion, I guess, or I don't know, I don't want to get into that. But yeah, I went in and I was like, well, it looks good, but you're low on refrigerant. So they didn't want to pay overtime. It was Friday afternoon, like 4 or 5 that I got there. Because what I would have liked to have done is put nitrogen and pump up the PSI to find it, or see if we find it, and then maybe put a tracer of refrigerant. So you put a little bit of refrigerant in with the nitrogen, so your leak detector can pick it up. And like I said, they didn't want me there long. They didn't want to pay the overtime. They've been like that lately, so whatever. I was like, you know what, the quickest thing that I can do for you is I'll put some refrigerant to get it going, and we'll see if everything kicks on and if it cools. So we did that, and everything came on fine. The compressor's fine. There's lightning. This is a thunderstorm. Everything came on fine. So I was like, let me do a quick sweep with the leak detector that I have. Nothing got picked up. I thought I picked up a little bit on the storage ports, but not really. And that's kind of hard because I had already hooked up, so it could have been residual from my probes. So no major leak, but that unit has a small compressor that their reach-ins have, and it also has the same condensate drain pan with the line running through, the discharge line. And that always rusts out and the copper gets eaten away and it leaks on me. So I was gonna replace that, but I come back, I got busy and I came back a week later and it's working. So like, I can't do anything, I can't touch it now. All I did today was top it off just to make sure, because I didn't fill it up last time. But when I first hooked up, pressures looked fine. I didn't drop anything. Corsair was they were a little bit low. Not low, but like, the pressure came down a little bit, but it was satisfied. I had to run it down to like 33 just to run it. So my pressures are gonna be low because of that. But no, it's working fine. Hasn't leaked out. Considering it was pretty low, I expected it to be out already. But they asked me if I could do the leak seal. I went ahead and did it for them. And they're just gonna keep an eye on it. I'll bill them for this. And we'll see. That's why I put the leak seal, just in case. Because obviously, well, I don't know the history on this unit, so I don't know if somebody, I wouldn't think somebody took out the refrigerant, so I'm thinking there's a leak. Now, how long it took to leak, I don't know, because they said they disconnected it and they were just leaving it there. It's been like that for months and months. But now that I've worked on it, I know I filled it up. I know I put a leak seal. We'll see what happens. Sometimes you just work with the customer because they're not gonna pay you for something sometimes, and it kind of sucks, but that's the way it works. This is kind of a big franchise, so I don't want to like piss them off either. Alright guys, I had to cut that because it started raining like crazy. We do have a thunderstorm warning, so I couldn't see for like a few miles, but now I'm getting back into town and it's dry over here, so we're good now. But yeah, I told him to keep an eye on it, and we'll see if we have issues in a few months. I do write in my notes and all that, my recommendations. And I just be as detailed as possible so that I don't get blamed for it, because it's what the customer wanted. Sometimes we do, you know, what the customer wants first, and then we, you know, go from there. Our NTEs are getting tighter. Our approval process is getting more complicated. So, like I said, it's a big franchise. I don't want to like screw anything up. So that's what they wanted to do. We'll do that. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I'll do a repair. And I was like ready to come, and I thought it was gonna be flat. I was ready to come. I was gonna replace the that coiled up copper that's in the condensate drain pan, because like I said, those it eats away at the copper sometimes, and those always leak on me. That setup on that walk-in, it's a cold pack unit. It's the same exact setup if you've ever worked on a under counter Dell field. I don't know if the new ones are like that, but I worked on a lot of older ones, and it's the same thing. It's the same compressor for some reason, I think. I'll double check. But it looks like it's the same compressor, and then it's the same coiled up roll of copper there that they use in the drain pan. So I fixed a bunch of those that ended up leaking. So that was my assumption here, because it was pretty bad when I looked at it, but I couldn't find the leak. So like I said, we'll see, and hope you guys enjoyed. Simple day, simple calls, and I'll see you guys.